So I was set to install these lights. I'm still going to install them. But I realized how the circuit works on here when it's a dual filament bulb. So when you put the low beams on, or when you switch the high beams on, the low beam shuts off. I know that's how a lot of vehicles work, but usually that's when they have dual circuits, so it's easily correctable, because for a Biexenon HID circuit you need the low beam on at all times, and then the HID or the high beam switch just acts as an actuator and it just drops that shield. I wonder if this thing is stock or not, or someone cut that in. So I was going to try and figure out an easy way around that. I know the GM vehicles, you can just jumper a diode in the fuse box from one part of the relay to another, from the low to the high beam, and it corrects it. So, I don't know. I'm trying to deal with what's going on. But maybe I'll just hook it up and wire it so that the low beams work. And I don't even do a lot of night driving at all, so we'll see what's up. I would like to try and correct it so it works, like factory, low and high beam, but you really need a wire toner. Without a schematic, I don't have a full schematic of this car. All I have is the owner's manual that came in the glove box, which has like what the fuses mean. But what you really need to figure out is, like when I used to work in the electrical field, they have wire toners, and I can strip a piece of bare metal, clip on this toner, and then I can use this wand, and it'll basically tone out wherever that wire is attached through a circuit. So the relay into the switch, it's really a good thing to have. But anyways, I'll start by pulling the pins and getting the headlights out. When you pop the lights out so you don't scratch anything, just have your fingers ready here, and see these two tabs right there. That's what you're going to want to press out with your hand, because when you press that forward, the headlight's going to pop right out, so get ready to catch it. And then the OEM headlight screw, you can just unscrew that big ring and take the bulb right out. And the corner light's going to be just a plug with two wings on each end, so you're going to have to pry those up in a backwards motion, or you can try and twist the bulb out if you're just going to replace it. So now I'm going to figure out which wire is the low beam and which is the high beam. I did check all these relays. I pulled them all out, and none of them are for the headlights. It's pretty crazy. So it's not like a GM vehicle. So the wire on the right, the white one with the blue stripe, is your low beam. And just to verify, I'll try the high beam. Yep, left side is your high beam. So for now, I'm just going to tap into the factory wiring. I'm not going to cut any wire. I'm just going to take some of the jacket off to keep it original. I want to keep all the plugs on there and all that. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do the high beam plug too. I might just wire both of them in so they're there. And whenever I figure out the solution to that, because when you pull back on the stick like you're flashing somebody, both circuits stay on. So I need to find that circuit and either attach the that wire when you pull it back from the high beam to the high beam only, and not to this the regular high beam goes to I forget what the name of it is. It's when it drops power to something, it drops power to the low beam. Similar to the function with like the fog lights when they shut off when you hit the high beam, something like that. Testing the headlight to see if the polarity is right. Looks like we're good. There's really no good place to mount this due to how tight everything is, so I'm just gonna double stick tape this right here. That's good enough for me. One day I'll move it. Once I get the intake and air filter out, I'll permanently mount it below somewhere. But for right now, it's fine. I hate this. I'm gonna get a new cap. I think these ones like always tend to leak a little bit. So the lights are in. Just gotta mount that one ballast. I mounted this one in between there. Yeah. Just got some eyes now. So here's what they look like. I'll get you a picture with them on. That's pretty much it. You know, the sun's behind me, so it's not that great of a picture, but you get the idea. I feel like it's kind of dark enough out here now, or I'll try and get a headlight level shot. The video is short enough as it is right now, so I'm gonna just back the car up a little bit and use the wall in front of me and just try and balance out the beams if I don't get eaten by mosquitoes. So I'm just gonna back up a little bit, put the headlights on. I'm pitched downward though. Oh wow, they're already pretty level. The car is pitched downward though, so it's gonna be kind of lower than it should. So I'm gonna do the best I can with these beams because it's pretty hard to look at right now. And there's no left to right option, which sucks on these. But basically I need to bring this line down to match that one, or this one up to match that one. Kind of hard to explain. I'll bring it to a real wall when it's dark sometime and show. There, so all I did was move the passenger beam up to match the driver beam. I'll try and move back and forth when I put the car back in here so you can kind of see the beam better. It's not that dark out. Like I said, the car is pitched downhill a little bit. Next thing I'm doing is getting some darker taillights put back on it to match the headlights. Plus they kind of match the third brake light better. And maybe a black license plate border again. The only chrome I really want on the car now is going to be the rims and the Cobra in the back and the emblems. I want to keep it very subtle and mean at the same time. Thanks for watching, guys. Till next time. Thirsty. So the plan was to take the car out to test the headlights out before my son gets home, but it's 7:30 and it's not that dark out, so I have one more errand to run, and then we'll see what's up. I'm driving back home from my last errand, and it's getting darker, but it's just not dark yet. I got the parking lights on, so I'll take it slow. Hopefully it gets dark enough where I can show you guys some beam footage. I just remembered I forgot the Allen wrench to adjust the lights anyways, but hopefully they're good enough. I love the way this car sounds. It's really the best exhaust. And I've tried a few of them, so I can have a pretty good opinion. Borla S types for the win. catless. Although I bet when they're catted they sound pretty good too, because it does give it a more muffled, deeper tone. It's hard to explain. There's people at the bar just grilling. Wow, too much traffic to go get on it. But yeah, I could tell even with the Bissanis, because when I first bought this car, it had the high flow cats with the Bissani, or Bissani high flow cats, and it had a real deep tone, but it was quiet. It's hard to explain. Like obviously when these cars warm up, they have more of a deeper tone, in my opinion. But on the highway, I remember driving it home, it was really drony, like just loud, drony, like humming sound. So, yeah, as I was saying before, sometimes cats can give it a drony sound for some reason. It's just the way the exhaust flows, you know. It gets slight back pressure from the high flow cats when it hits those double screens or whatever they are. So it bounces back a little there, then it's flowing, and then it hits, you know, the muffler, which is like nothing, straight through. On a Bissani, it's got all these little grooves, all these little circles. They're little baffle things that stick out. They protrude like into the way of the sorry. Oh yeah, thumbs up. I like that. People like this car. It makes me feel good that I picked a good one. Not that I need approval of anybody, because I bought this car for myself. That's what I've done with every car in my life. When I was younger, I used to have decent looking girlfriends, so people used to tell me they're dating you just because of the car you drive, and I'm like, no, they're really not if you knew them. Because ironically, the girls I went, man, it's ridiculous. Dodge Cummins, too loud. By the time we get to my street, it should be decently dark, so I'll throw the lights on there, but the car looks mean with the parking lights on right now. So the lights need to be angled upward a bit, and the car's really low, so. But yeah, as you can see, they're shining kind of down at the road. I need to bring them out. I don't know why I bogged there. I get this random, sometimes like a bog or something. I think it has to do with that Kenny Bell booster pump, or maybe it needs a retune, or I gapped the plugs too small. Alright, so I adjusted both beams up a bit, so that should be the sweet spot right there. Show you the high beams. I'm sure it looks better down the road. So this will conclude the video, guys. Till next time. Thanks for tuning in, guys. God bless.